This podcast is part of the Shrimp Queen Network.
Visit facebook.com/Shrimp Queen Network to see more great podcasts.
Hear them.
Hear more great podcasts.
Good job.
Thanks for listening. Hello, and welcome back to 10 for 10. I'm testing out a new microphone stand, so please bear with us. We now have a hanging mic.
Okay, Dan, it's fine.
I just fucked it up.
You should lower your seat.
Me lower me seat? I can't.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
I just did.
A little bit.
So why are you just talking like Cookie Monster?
I don't know.
Lower me seat.
It was more Frank Wiggum, Ralph Wiggum I was going for myself.
Who's that?
From The Simpsons. He's the little dumb kid.
I'm sorry.
Who says, "Me fail English? That's impossible."
Oh.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Well, now Jess and I can really get close to one another.
Oh, God.
With the new mic setup. What? Oh, well, if this is your first time listening to the show, hopefully it is. New people, Game of Thrones episodes, they might attract some Game of Thrones nuts.
True.
Some throners.
I don't like that.
That's a thing. This is a show.
Like you like the toilet.
Yes. This is a show wherein Jess and I usually, I'm Dan, by the way. Usually one of us comes up with the top 10 list about something that we're passionate about, whether it be movies, books, characters, animals, cryptids, serial killers.
You're just gonna name everything that we've ever talked about?
Yeah, just a lot of stuff. Historical elements.
What?
Events.
Okay, move on.
And writes it down and presents it to the other one for comment and criticism and questions and jokes. Criticism, not in like mean criticism, like I guess asking them to justify.
For discussion.
Discussion, yes, that's a better word.
Criticism. I wouldn't be doing this.
And so this is the first of 3 episodes. We are kicking off our Game of Thrones specials leading up to the start of the new season on April 14th. Mm-hmm. We're both very excited. It's been too long. That's
since
it.
What?
No, since the last season.
Oh, okay.
The last season was in
over a year ago.
Yeah. It was fall 2017, right?
I don't know. I don't pay attention. I don't remember when a season was released.
Oh,
not
Trim,
weird like that.
A goddamn long ass time. We're finally getting back to it.
And anyway.
So today's episode is going to be on our top 5 each to make 10 total tragic deaths in Game of Thrones. Now this is just
that we personally found tragic.
Yeah.
Not that we think everyone.
Although I'd be hard pressed to find anybody who disagrees with any choice on my list.
Maybe the order.
Yeah, but
if they liked
the general
it was
choices, I feel like we might have very similar lists. It's just going to be kind of different in order.
I don't know.
So this is characters who have died on the show, not the books. At least on my list, 2, I think. 2 of the characters on my list are still very much alive in the continuity of the books.
I'm pretty sure everyone on my list is dead in the book.
Okay. And what else? And so our 2 other episodes we're going to be doing are the top characters, best characters on Game of Thrones, and top 10 episodes of Game of Thrones, the show. Again, both of those related to the show, not the books. Apologies.
Wow. Each episode of the book.
Shut up.
Okay.
And on one of those, we may have a special guest.
A pal.
Julie from the Kodama cast, even though they haven't uploaded a new episode in freaking ages.
It's okay.
She may be joining us because she is a huge Game of Thrones nut. She is a throner.
She is. Stop
She's the
saying
throniest
that.
throner. She thrones
Just
so
sounds
hard.
Gross. Anyway, I actually have some
Shall we do honorable mentions now,
which
or
I
should we
do.
go down our list a little bit just in
I'm
case
doing
the other
honorable
one?
mention now. I have 3 of them.
Okay, go ahead. Hit me with them.
How many do you have?
More than 3.
How many? More than 5? Pick 3 out of that list right now and leave the others out.
No, go.
You start with one, since I...
Okay, my first honorable mention is Sir Barristan Selmy.
He's on mine too as an honorable mention. I won't tell you if they're on my actual list.
Okay,
Sir Barristan
good.
is also an honorable mention. Myrcella, Baratheon, technically Lannister, just because, like, I didn't even know her, and I was still like, what? You know?
Yeah, it was kind of dumb.
Yeah, so that kind of, like, I was sad. I wanted to know her.
Yeah.
All right, another one.
Ned Stark.
Oh, yeah.
That's. I also have Rickon on here. I just have 2 Starks.
Oberyn Martell.
Honorable mention for you.
Because he was he made that season really great.
Season 4 is probably the best season.
Yeah.
Like when I was going to look at my list of like episodes, because I started formulating that a lot of episodes in season 4, I was like, "Fuck that's a good episode."
Finish your honorable mention.
The Tyrells.
The group. There were 3 of them in there.
when they died together.
Because I was gonna say, if you're saying that
Olenna Tyrell had probably the best
had a
death in the whole
heartbreaking
series.
death. No, she had
Spoiler
a badass.
alert, by the way.
You know, no,
I forgot to
Olenna
say that up
Tyrell.
top.
Because for a second I was like, would she? No, I wasn't even heartbroken. I was just like, bitch, go out. You know, I was thrilled that she used that moment for
my
herself.
rules.
Wait, do you have any more?
Yeah, when I was just like just going off the Tyrells, just devising my list. If I have more than one in one spot, it's just because they died very close to one another simultaneously.
But then I didn't.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I kind of chose one from.
Okay.
Whatever.
I also have Viserion.
Who?
The dragon. Who died?
Oh, I thought you said Syrian.
Viserion.
I didn't hear the V, so I was like, who the fuck is Syrian?
1-1 the giant. And
1-1.
Any direwolf that died.
Yeah.
On the show.
Yeah.
Who are your other honorable mentions?
I said I only had 3 honorable mentions. Sir Barristan, Myrcella, and Oberyn.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
God, don't listen.
So who wants to kick it off with their number 5 choice?
I can.
Okay. And if we have the same rank, then we'll just say that.
I was gonna say don't mention if they're even on your list since we're doing short ones. Just
no, I'm just saying like if you have the same number 5 as me, I'd obviously say that.
Yeah, because then we'll just talk about it at the same time. All right, so my number 5, a beloved character, but since they weren't on for a very long time, obviously the impact still it was very impactful, but since they were only on for a short time, not as much because I didn't keep growing and like loving them. Khal Drogo.
Oh yeah, he was.
Because though
I was considering him as an honorable mention.
God, that like broke my heart. It was so long ago that it's more like I'll like think back, but I'm like there are so many other ones where like oh my God, I just kept getting to know them, so it made it even worse.
Yeah, and his death truly is the definition of tragedy. Like
because,
it was like
so he got an infection,
a sin coming back to bite him in the butt of his hubris.
His hubris, because he got a little slice with a sword from one of his own, and then it got infected, and then Daenerys made a bargain with a witch, didn't really go her way, so he was basically just.
So not only does he die, but so does Daenerys' son.
Yeah, and she ended up having to mercy suffocate him. And it was just, oh my God, it was heartbreaking. And that was episode 110. My God.
Episode 1, season 10. Wait, season 1, episode 10.
Episode 110, season 1, episode 10.
What's the title of the episode?
Oh, I didn't write down the titles.
I think that one's...
it's the finale of the first season. That he
literally might just be called the
And then she hops into that pyre with him. But anyway, it was just like...
Who portrayed him?
Jason Momoa.
Thank you.
See, I didn't bother writing down.
I wrote down portrayed by, the episode of their death, and their cause of death.
Okay, there's 2 that I'm going to have to go and just be like, shit, who played them? Because I can't remember their names. But the others. No, it was like out of like the first season, like there were how many like huge character deaths? Like 2, 3?
Yeah, in the first season there weren't.
So like
too
it was
many.
shocking that like it happened too. I mean, I'm sure if I had read the books,
There
wouldn't
was
have been
Ned,
shocked.
Khal,
Like,
Drogo,
Yeah. And
Viserys.
Rob Baratheon.
Bobby B.
But yeah, but that's like, even so, like, it seems like that's a lot of like main guys in the first season, but like seasons following, like so many more. So it was very shocking too. And it was just so sad. And it was, oh my God. And he was such a good character. He wanted to give her everything. And then he fucked up. He fucked up the lyrics.
True.
Yeah, so that's my number 5.
I can't really criticize that. He was considered for my honorable mentions, but then I was just going to get too long, and I know you'd yell at me if I had any more. So my number 5, a little bit of a black sheep, Ramsay Bolton. It was really... No, fuck that dude. No, mine is Shireen Baratheon, portrayed by Carrie Ingram. She died in season 5, episode 9, The Dance of Dragons. Cause of death, she was burned alive as a sacrifice. Mm-hmm. So not only is it tragic... Why is she on your list, maybe? Possibly?
Possibly.
Not only is it tragic that it was, a child being burned alive, but it was a child being burned alive by her parents at her father's will, as he believed it would help him win an oncoming battle.
And did it?
That he lost.
Did it help?
So not only is it the death of an innocent, not only does it cause her mother to commit suicide, not only is it just tragic walk, but it also completely made Stannis the Manus irredeemable as a character.
And it also
he was kind of the last person to root for
Davos
in the War of the Five Kings.
Was he?
Yes, he was the last one to root for because he was the last one left alive.
I know.
I mean, I like him in the books. At least
hurt.
He makes a lot
one
more sense.
One of my
he
favorite
has a
characters. So
solid claim.
Badly. It hurt Sir Davos Seaworth. And the thing is, Stannis, whatever, he knew that it would hurt him so much that he, like, sent him away so they could do it. And then he came back and was like, oh, like, where's Shireen? Because they'd become pals, and she was teaching him how to read.
She taught him how to read.
Yeah. And then he found the little figurine that he carved for her, which, by the way, the actor, Sir Davos, he owns both the original one and then, like, the burnt one.
Oh, cool.
He took them from set. So he's got the 2. And he has them, like, on display in his daughter's room. Ain't that cute?
Yes.
Anyway. But yeah, no, Shireen's was... I was pissed.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's also because sacrificial murder is one of my biggest fears. I don't know why, it just always has been. That's my one fear, like the meme.
Your t-shirt fear?
I don't know why, but it just always has been. Maybe it's because I saw Godspell at a young age. And Jesus gets killed in that, and I was like, fucking hell, I don't want that to happen to me. But it's just executed. Oh, bad choice of words. So brutally. And it was truly just out of fucking left field for everybody watching, because nothing like that happens in the books yet, or so far. And I mean, we'll probably get into this more in season when we go over our favorite episodes, but in my opinion, season 5 sucked. It's the worst season in my... just nothing happened, but this definitely happened. Sorry. And it was truly tragic. Yeah. Nothing came of her death. She died for fucking nothing at all. Which is what makes a lot of the deaths, at least on my list, worse. I mean, we can get into it more later. Like, the people seemingly die for nothing, or they die in humiliating ways.
Yeah, it's usually they were either completely humiliated or it was completely unnecessary.
Yeah,
it was done for.
It's not like going down swinging. Yeah. Well, 1-1 went down swinging, so
he sure as shit did. All right,
as did Summer.
My number 4, or sorry, yeah, now we're on my number 4.
Yeah,
that was your 5.
Yep.
Shireen Baratheon.
I mean, do you have anything to add?
No. So guys, so my number 4 is Shireen, so obviously I'll just continue. No, it was just, and also I didn't realize at the time that she was the same age as Arya was supposed to be. The like book, at least in like the books, so. They are the same age. So just like it made it so heartbreaking because I was like, look at like what has happened to these children. Like
another thing, not only
one is being burned alive, the other is like just like fighting to survive. Like it's so fucked up what happens to every child in this series.
Not only was it tragic because it was a kid, but also she didn't really have much of a life because she had grayscale.
Well, yeah. Also, the thing is, they were willing to sacrifice her when they had 3 stillborn children before they finally had her, and so they sacrificed the only child that had. Like, what the fuck?
That's why some people think that Stannis is a cuck, and he got cucked by Patchface.
And he deserved to
well, die. At least TV show Stannis, yeah.
Yeah.
Although you didn't see his death on screen.
He's dead. He's so dead.
I know.
He's like the most dead. But yeah, so it just like kind of also made me realize like the children in this show, God, they get fucked up, and it's so unfair. I mean, that's real life too, but like, wow, really, they get like burned at the stake. She wasn't even being accused of like being a witch. She was just burned at the stake.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your number 4?
My number 4 was one of your honorable mentions, Oberyn Martell, portrayed by Pedro Pascal. His death episode was season 4, episode 8, The Mountain and the Viper. His cause of death was his head was crushed by the mountain. Mm-hmm. Pretty fucking full on.
Yeah. It made it so impactful because like he was so great in that role, so like everyone fell in love with him.
Yeah, he was. I don't know anybody who has like
disliked him like his character.
Yeah.
Everyone just automatically was like, oh, I fucking love this.
But again,
the second that he said, I will be your champion to Tyrion, I was like, my new fave. Step aside, everyone.
It's hubris again coming in. He had the upper hand. He could have easily killed the mountain, but
I mean, technically insisted. He did.
Yeah, and survived.
He should have finished it.
He could have.
Sorry, guys, I'm opening a Reese's egg right now.
He could have survived that, but he just wanted the satisfaction of getting him to admit to killing his sister, Jon's mom, and
what?
No, I'm kidding.
No, honey, you're wrong.
Who got cucked by Jon's mom. That's what happened. IRL.
Jon's mom cucked her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a cuck.
Let's not.
She's a soy boy beta cuck. And also, again, it's a death that signifies more than just one character dying, because that also, since Tyrion had demanded a trial by combat at this point, and Oberyn was his champion in this trial, he lost, and he was convicted of murder. Murdering Joffrey, so not a bad murder, but murder all the same, and regicide specifically, which is worse than regular murder. And basically ruined any semblance of the life that Tyrion could have had.
But he's better off right now, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of needed that push, but, Oberyn didn't need to.
I mean, he was never going to have that great of a life because Cersei hated him anyway.
Yeah, and it was just, so gory and just, blood curdling. Almost all of the deaths.
But it led to some amazing deaths, that we rooted for.
Yeah, but almost all of the deaths on my list still, even though I've seen the episode already and seen them multiple times in some of the cases, I'm still yeah, wow, that's rough. And it also helps with, I think, Peter Dinklage's acting and the wife, Oberyn's wife, that actress. They both help in the scene.
Ilaria Sand?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's just
I don't know if she's on your list. She was almost on a non-honorable mention.
No, she sucked.
I know. Well, it was going to be her daughter. That was that was a rough one.
I have the perfect pussy, that one.
She said that? I thought that was one of the other girls.
No,
one of her. Okay. Anyway.
One of the other girls was Colleen Wing from Iron Fist, aka the best part of Iron Fist.
So are you done your number 4?
He was also a badass. He was a good fighter. He was polyamorous, bisexual. You're not
going to agree with it. I don't know.
He
didn't believe in bastards. He just thought everyone was beautiful and gorgeous.
He was a good person, in general, and taken too soon. I feel like he could have been a great asset to the team now with his good fighting skills.
Was that the season that we found out that Podrick had BDE?
Yeah, maybe. Also,
because Podrick.
what's so great about him is he's also the only character on the show so far to be able to beat the mountain in one-on-one
bitch.
combat. Could have beaten
He just got a little too cocky. All right.
until Clegane Bowl, if that ever happens
Oh my god.
this season.
That would be. Oh my god.
And also, guess what?
Right?
This list is going to be outdated in probably 8 weeks because
I'm going to start crying.
definitely people are going to die on the show.
When the fucking trailer was released,
Maybe we can.
I had to like wipe my eyes because I was like, am I crying right now?
Maybe we can do a redux in a couple when the season ends and be like, okay, here's the new 5.
No, I won't be ready for like a year, I think. Anyway, my number 3.
Yes,
Ready?
go on.
You probably, I assume that this person is on your list, but I think they're higher up. So it is from the Red Wedding, 309. But I only wanted to pick one. I didn't want to do multiples from like one situation. And the most heartbreaking for me in this one was Rob. You might say Catelyn, but for me it was Rob.
I'll just keep my mouth shut because I have a lot to say about this, and it's definitely
because I have a feeling
later.
that you have like a grouping Red Wedding one. That's what I was when you mentioned that you have like more than one, maybe like in one slot. That was my assumption because I was thinking about doing that. So Rob, he was betrayed after he sort of betrayed. He betrayed them, but it was like you thought he got off. He was stabbed, shot with arrows. He had to watch his wife and baby mama bleed to death. Like, it was, oh my god. The only saving grace is that at least his mom died after him, you know? That he didn't watch that happen. It was just like, God, I knew that it was coming because obviously I started watching right after season 3. So like, and everyone had already like talked about it, and I knew that a bunch of people died. And I knew that Starks died in that episode. But like, it was shocking. Just like when he turned and said mother, I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? And Richard Madden's acting was so beautiful. He was just taken by surprise.
Yeah, Richard Madden is fucking sick.
No offense to Robb Stark. I think he was too kind to actually win the throne. You know? So I think it kind of was like, there was no way in hell he ever saw that coming. Like, not even like the slightest inkling of like, you know what, maybe I actually did piss these people off. Like, he was just like assuming that he made everything better. Like, he was not innocent, but he was just like out of the group. Him and Renly, it was like, honeys, what are you doing? You're too kind for this world.
Oh yeah, Renly should be on this list.
No, I wasn't that sad because it was just like, what? Is this ghost shadow? That one was more confusing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like with Rob, he was just too sweet and pure for this world.
And Richard Madden's great. Go watch Bodyguard if you haven't already watched it.
And then it's fucked up what they did to his direwolf.
Okay. My number 3.
Okay.
Number 3 Egret. Portrayed by Rose Leslie. She died in season 4, episode 9. The Watchers on the Wall. Cause of death. Shot in the back with an arrow by Ollie, the fucking prick. Thank Christ he died. Why are you smiling at me? Is this also on your fucking...
We should have just done this together.
Okay, well, I like Egret a lot. Was probably...
You don't have to say as much because like, I have more to say.
Okay. She was probably my favorite female character on the show. I think Rose Leslie is fantastic. I think she's very hot. Specifically, this character reminded me of someone in my life, and just watching her die made me very upset. I put myself in John's shoes, and I was like, yeah, that would blow.
Not cool.
And it was just like they could have been together had it not been for just upbringings, and that was literally it. Mm-hmm. It's just where she was born and where he was born, and how each of them just grew up is
they were
what
both
kept
very
them
much
apart,
like,
even though they
in
were
their ways.
Genuinely perfect for each other. And they should have stayed in that fucking cave. Literal fucking cave.
Stop, buddy. Right.
And it was just tough to... Is she your number 2?
No.
Oh, fuck. Just tough to see him cradling her lifeless corpse after he had such a great fight scene, too.
Stop now.
Okay.
So we can talk more.
Oh, yeah. One of my honorable mentions, I guess, is kind of Jon Snow, but also not.
No, he doesn't count. My number 2... Episode 6:05.
Oh, okay. I think we have the same number 2.
Hold the fucking door.
Yes. Okay. Mine's
So let's
also.
just, that's also your turn. Okay.
Yeah,
so
mine.
So Hodor.
Season 6, episode 5, The Door, played by Christian Nairn, and he was killed by whites
He
while
was
holding
saving
the door.
Bran and Mira. That was her name, right?
Mhm.
Okay. She's still alive. Bran was just like, yeah, you can get the fuck out of here now. They're holding the door. And it was so sad because you saw, like, that episode, you saw, like, oh, like, what he was like when he was, like, younger, and then you found out that, like, all along...
The episode before, you saw him as a younger,
but, like, it was just, like,
lad.
You found out all along why, like, that he was just, like, no matter what, that was his destiny for, like, that moment, and it was, like, his death had been planned for, oh my god, it's, like, almost his entire life!
Yeah.
His entire life, it was, like, all about protecting Bran, basically. And he even probably knew, because even though, obviously, things...
He's the only...
Oh, God,
and maybe Ygritte, I guess, are the only 2 on my list that actually, like, had somewhat, like, you know, honor and, like, badassery in their
Hodor?
death. Yeah.
He is the only... No offense to Ygritte, but he is
she just died in battle, so it's, like, not
He is the most
bad.
innocent character that has ever died, or I think even been on the show.
Yeah.
He was too pure.
Yeah, and he went down saving
Yeah.
other people, so...
Knowing that...
Deal.
I don't even know... Oh, God. And then when it was, like, just, like, flashing back... Oh, my God. It hurt so bad.
The whole door
I remember.
kind of reminds me of
watching that episode?
Yeah.
I was literally sitting there just going, no, like sobbing.
Yeah.
It was so sad.
The whole hold the door
Colleen
down
was upstairs
into...
and heard me go, what? And she texted me, please don't shout. I don't want to know if anything bad is happening.
Like the hold the door into the Hodor reminds me of those like text posts you see online.
Oh, what? Clear eyes? Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah, that just like go down into
real
like...
eyes.
Yeah,
For me,
exactly.
it's MySpace.
Wow, this is probably going to be our shortest episode ever.
But that's okay.
Yeah, it's a little bite-sized episode.
What did you have to say about him?
Oh, that was it. I just think that even though he had an honorable death, and it was great that he saved someone else, I was still just so sad to see such a kind and loving character.
Gentle. He was very gentle for the Game of Thrones world.
Just die. And pretty brutally, too.
Pretty brutally? He was torn to shreds.
I don't think he was torn to shreds. I think he probably died before that.
I should hope. But yeah, because like, it like ended and like he was just being like clawed at and he had like, oh, it was bloody. It was just, oh God. So sad. And the actor was very good. He's very sweet.
Yeah.
He's also such a large man.
Yeah.
Like, in like an interview, I think like Conan had like most of the cast on after like season 6, I think it was. And he had Kristen, how do you say his name? It is
Christian Nairn.
Christian. Okay. He like came out and he was sitting next to the actor who plays Bran, and I was like, he really is just that large next to him. And like the actor, since he wasn't wearing like all of his like fur because like, it was winter, Bran just looked even like scrawnier and just almost sickly next to him because he's such a large guy. It was very funny.
Yeah.
Oh, and also hearing him say other things, I was like, what? Get out.
You just sounded like Rachel from Friends.
Okay. Do you know my number 1?
I think I can guess it.
Who is it?
One Grit.
Ygritte! Yay! And it started off, because I didn't know, I figured she'd be on the list, I just couldn't forget, with that fucking son of a bitch boy, Ollie. Fucking shot her. Ugh. I hate Ollie.
Hated.
We're turning this into a who we hate list.
Well, we have time to do a whole other list of...
Ollie's
we can
like,
probably we'll just go into like our honorable mentions and say why they were honorable mentions or something. We can just do that in a sec.
Ollie's not an honorable mention.
No, when we finish our lists, like, because I wouldn't mind talking about like, you know, Ned and the Tyrells.
Okay, well, anyway, so, but adding on to Ygritte, and I wonder what your number 1 is. To Ygritte, it was just like... Jon had so much trouble leaving her, and then he finally saw her again. And he was like, he lowered his weapon, and she was hesitating, and you knew that she wasn't going to shoot him. Like, it was so clear in what was happening, and then it just fucking blindsided me, man.
I don't know. I feel like I kind of saw it coming.
Yeah, it was very true. Especially because, like, you had seen Ollie, like, a little bit before, all scared, and then he picked up, like, a bow, and it was like, oh, he's gonna shoot someone
Plus she
important.
killed his parents.
Oh, I forgot she did that. Oh, shit. Egret. She was just doing what she did.
Well, maybe she's killed
She was
one
there
of his
with,
parents.
like, the group.
She just killed his dad.
Okay, well, anyway, whatever.
I think the weird fucking, cannibal guy killed his mom.
She spared Gilly.
Yeah.
Is her name Gilly?
Yeah. Gilly.
Okay, I know. I was in my head.
Gilly.
Yeah, in my head I went to the Saturday Night Live sketch and I was like, oh shit, am I just thinking of Gilly? Yeah. Uh-huh. But like she spared her and little Sam, and like though she was raised like to, murder everyone from not beyond the wall, below the wall.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, she did have a heart. She truly loved John. She wasn't an awful person, like, at all. And
honestly, what John does almost immediately after this, go to, recruit all of the wildlings and basically
he also
get them on their
spared,
side.
What's it called? The old wildling leader from, like, a horrible death of burning alive.
Mance Rayder.
Yeah, he shot him to, like, put him out of his misery. Like, John didn't hate the wildlings.
Yeah, and that's hopefully going to be a big plus.
Yeah, especially since we know my boy is alive. Tormund. So he's got him.
It's just that if she had just survived that one battle and just retreated with all of them, they probably could have just been together when he went and got them on his side.
Well, I should hope so.
Or she would have died in Hardhome and came back as a White Walker.
Oh, and he made them burn her body so that she wouldn't, because, oh my god.
Yeah, they burn all the bodies.
No, but he, like, burned hers separately. Do not recall from everyone else, because he wanted her to have that for herself. I loved Egret so much. And now they're married in real life, though, so guys, it kind of makes up for it.
Yeah.
It was a cute wedding. Richard and Madden wore a kilt. All right, who's your number one?
Talk about Richard Madden. Yeah,
the red
my
wedding.
number one is Robb Stark, Catelyn Stark, Grey Wind, and Talissa Stark.
Who the fuck was Grey Wind?
Grey Wind.
Oh, okay, I thought you were like talking about like a person, and I was like, why did you have the
and
direwolf
unnamed
before
Stark
a person?
child.
Wow.
Portrayed by Richard Madden, Michelle Fairley, and Una Chaplin.
That's the only reason why I think that you should have had her before.
Season 3, Episode 9, The Reigns of Castamere.
Who did the motion capture? Who are you crediting for that?
Of what?
The direwolf.
They didn't do motion capture. They took real dogs and made them bigger.
Anyway.
Causes of death. Robb, shot with arrows and then stabbed in the chest by Bruce Bolton. Catelyn, I think she was hit with maybe a couple arrows, but her real cause of death was...
she wasn't hit with any arrows.
Not even like in the leg or anything. Like she might have got,
maybe one. Yeah. But it was... And in the book, they described it as you could see like her bones.
Well, she comes back.
That's how deep they... Yeah, but they're not doing that in the what if?
No, because he's dead.
Who?
Well, she dies...
does that one guy bring her back?
Thoros of Myr brings her back, and Beric Dondarrion gives his life in order to give her life. So Beric Dondarrion's dead. He is not in the show.
I don't know.
A badass with a flaming sword.
He's the one who brings people back?
Was brought back like 8 times. Thoros of Myr. No, yeah, in the book he's dead.
No, I'm talking in the show. He's not dead in the show.
Yeah, he isn't.
The guy who brings him back.
Yeah, so he's on his last
He was the one who
life.
got killed by the zombie bear.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch. Anyway, sorry, go on. And how did his wife...
Grey Wind, he was executed with arrows, and if he didn't die from that, he was decapitated. And then Talissa was shanked in the pregnant belly. So just down the line...
That actress had to go through a lot that day, 'cause she had to lay there in, like, cold, like, fake blood for scene after scene after scene, and said she got, like, really sick afterwards because it was, like...
Yeah, so just order of deaths. Grey Wind is really sad.
Yeah.
Arya witnesses his death.
Oh, God. No, she doesn't see him die. I thought she only sees them riding around with his head on Rob's body.
No, she goes up
okay.
and she's hiding behind barrels.
Okay.
And she sees, and she's like trying to go in to warn them. The Hound stops her.
See, that was the moment that I started liking the Hound. I didn't like the Hound up until that point.
But then, yeah, she does also see Rob's.
Okay. Oh, because he kind of like
body.
knocks her out a little
bit.
bit.
The logistics of that scene I never understood. Did they cut off Rob's head and put Grey Wind's head on his body, or did they just stuff his head
they just stuffed his head into
Grey Wind's
head.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah.
Neck, I
mean,
guess.
yeah.
Otherwise,
they would have had to I don't know.
It's always sad to see a doggy die, and Grey Wind was so great, and he was a huge asset on the battlefield. What's his name?
Beautiful.
Talissa, she's the one who kicks it off. They start playing the Reigns of Castamere, and then Catelyn's like, oh shit.
Well, and she pulls back Roos's sleeve, and he's wearing chainmail. And she's like...
And then Talissa just gets grabbed and
Well, she calls his name, and then it happens.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
It's violent.
Just cut her throat or like just stabbed her in the chest, but no, they had to do it that way. Well, all of them got fucked up by Arya anyway.
Yeah, but, go Arya. He ate his sons.
What? No. Wait. Yes, he did.
She feeds.
And then she poisons them all. Sick.
What's his name? Walder Frey with like a meat pie.
Yeah.
And then...
Meat pie made out of the guy who killed her mother. He was one of them.
She said there's a few of them.
Yeah.
She pointed out that one of them was particularly hard to cut up. Arya, you dark. I watched that scene a little bit ago because I was trying to refresh my memory on some things.
Rob was shot with arrows and then stabbed in the heart, as I said, soon after. Even though Catelyn's basically begging for his life. Even says that he could take her, just let him live. But no, then he gets stabbed. Then Catelyn just kind of gives up, and she kills one of Walder Frey's kids, but then it's soon...
It's a daughter.
Yeah.
It's one of his daughters, yeah. It's not the one that just got married. No. Oh, yeah, and I forgot they also take her brother in that. The Tully.
Yeah, they capture him.
Well, because... Yeah. He had just gotten married.
And it's just like, again, it's if all of these characters had died in different circumstances, if Robin Grey Wind had died on the battlefield, if Talissa had died in childbirth, they would have been sad, but it would have been better. But
I know that a lot of people probably see Catelyn's as like the most heartbreaking because she watches like her son die, but Rob just it hurt me.
And it's just such good portrayals, and he is like basically at that point the closest the show had to like a traditional hero.
Yeah, and who seemed like was going to win.
We had a friend who kind of walked into a trap with that one.
Sorry.
Mimi, who was on the show.
She started watching it, and she was like halfway through season 3, saying how much she liked Rob, and me and Dan were on like season 5 at that point, and we were like, oh my god, like
season 5 was airing.
Yeah, we were like, just you wait, like his storyline gets like he gets so much like
memes
cooler.
had said like, oh, I can't wait to see him win this like battle, the battle for the throne.
No, but we were talking how like season 4, how he's like even more badass, like just gets wild, and she was like, oh my god, and then watched the Red Wedding and text us and was like, fuck you guys, what the fuck is wrong with you? They're very upset with us for a little bit. It was funny.
It's just like kind of, especially after Ned dies, it's like you think that the Starks are like, they wouldn't kill Rob.
Oh yeah,
like,
we do get kind of like a
Ned's
season
death.
and a half of like no Stark harm.
Yeah.
For all the Starks that are dead, it doesn't happen that frequently.
You know what I mean? Season.
It's like there are assumptions that they're dead, like a lot. Sansa thought that literally because she thought that Rickon, Bran, and Arya, for the longest time. So for her, the Starks were getting fucked. But turns out we got a handful.
I mean, if we want to go back and talk a little bit, I mean, Ned's death, I was really debating putting him as number 5 because his is the first major tragic death.
Yeah. What is that? Is that
he
8
was
or
the
9?
9. That's when they started making episode 9 like the big episode.
Wild.
And then kind of the season finale was the aftermath of that and kind of setting up the next season.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I mean, Sebaristan was protecting Grey Worm.
Yeah, and he was such a cool guy.
Braylon was like blindsided and attacked, and he helped
by the
them,
Sons
and
of
then
the Harpy.
And then he fought them off to the point that he got killed.
But he took like 15
he
down.
He had redeemed himself, yeah. But like the thing
he was never irredeemable.
I know, but it seemed like because he was Kingsguard that like naturally you should hate him. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm saying
he had redeemed himself like at that point, and then he just really by
someone
Joffrey.
happens in the book.
Joffrey like sent him away, and he was like basically like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, what the fuck is your fucking problem?" Because Joffrey's like, "Well, my father died under your watch," and he's like, "Huh?" Like he was hunting. Get over it. But yeah, and then
Ned is just like. Big.
Ouch. I mean, but
he was the biggest
even
star.
If you didn't read the book, I mean, like Sean Bean dies.
Yeah, but also it's just like
that's his thing.
He was set up. He was basically the main character for the first 9 episodes,
so nice.
And he's betrayed because he's too
that
good.
Hair was
Again, that was their problem. That is the Stark's problem is that they were
Sansa was too good, and she's hardened herself, and now she's thriving.
That's why I like Jon is because I mean I don't
Jon's
like Jon. I'm not going to talk about my favorite characters
and why
a little bit.
Sansa's thriving now because she
come back in a couple episodes to hear why.
Who else used to be? Dany even used to be.
Yeah, Dany kind of.
She started off so innocent.
And then we could talk about that
learned.
in the best episode.
Like I think like
episode.
No, but like the episode where she was buying the Unsullied.
Mm-hmm.
It was like when she gave like the dragon, and then she took him back, and she had all of like the slave masters killed. That's when I was like, oh shit, she means it now. Like. Fucking hell. That was the episode after that.
Yeah.
Who else was on your honorable mention?
The Tyrells, again, Marjorie Tyrell. I think she was good. She could play the game, but she never really compromised her morals. She was a genuinely nice person who tried to help
her and
others.
Sansa to end up together.
She was trying to help Sansa as much as possible. Loras as well. He was
their dad. He meant well. He was just a fucking idiot.
Yeah, Loras was a great fighter, probably one of the best. He just got fucked over by everybody. Could have been
because he
great.
Loved friendly.
Yeah, and he was taken by those weird guys, and they carved a thing into his head.
The sparrows.
And then he died to go be on Iron Fist, and Iron Fist got fucking canceled. So what was the point? What was the point?
I also had Myrcella. She was poisoned by Laria's sand.
Yeah, but I mean. She was barely in the show.
I know, it was just like... I
felt more sad for Jaime than I did for her.
I thought that she was coming back to like actually be a character. And like Tommen was like a pretty like nice guy. So I was like, oh cool, we're going to get a nice...
His kind of tragic. Because again, he was nice. Yeah. He was probably the nicest out of that whole group.
Oh my god, yeah. So I wanted to like see like Myrcella and be like, all right, like you're clearly not like Joffrey. So like, I want to learn more about you. And then she just fucking... died in her dad's arms and also let him know that she knew he was her dad and that she was proud of that. And I was like, bitch, that's nasty, but like, wow. My God, your uncle is your dad.
So I guess we can also use these last couple minutes to predict what we think is going to happen in the new season. Who do you think is going to win?
Death.
Who do you think is a
I know who I
death?
want to win.
Who?
I want Podrick on the throne. No, everyone wants Sam.
Yeah, I think Sam or Jon would be good.
I don't
or
think
even
Sam
Jon
will, but I think Sam. If Jon does, Sam will be his hand.
His hand.
Yeah.
Or even if Jon is installed as the king in the north, if like Sansa say takes the throne and she installs him as the king. I think
Sansa would want to be in the north.
Okay.
I don't think Sansa wants King's Landing.
Or
I think
the Warden of the North.
Yeah, I was gonna say she wants her home.
Yeah.
And she wants it to be left the fuck alone. Because even though I know that like if it were my way, she would be on the throne, but I don't think that's what she wants anymore.
Definite deaths. Cersei. I think Jaime. I think sadly
maybe
Ghost.
Even Tyrion. I think it might just be the Lannisters will be like wiped out.
Could be.
At least one more dragon.
I think the other two dragons are. I think both of them are going to go.
Both?
Yeah. I think it's going to be
I think Drogon will survive.
And I've read this, and I think it's a pretty decent theory that just all of the magic's going to go. Like all the dire wolves, all the dragons, like everything's going to go.
Wow.
And it's going to be like.
Just
I don't know, it's going to flash forward 3,000 years, and
it's gonna be
people who look a lot like Dany and Jon are going to be walking through a museum, and then they like see a coin from like Bravos, and they're both like,
oh my God.
And then the show ends.
I think you're done. Also, neither of them. John probably doesn't even know what a coin from Bravos looks like. Okay?
If they actually
the best is that it's like all a dream.
Or like, yeah.
Like George R.R.
Like it ends with Bran like waking up after falling out of a window. Like,
I mean, like you could have broken your leg.
Craziest fucking dream, man.
Oh my god.
You do know you're driving, right?
I mean, I know who you want to see on the throne.
There's no way that Bodrick and Gendry are both going to come out of it alive. I think one of the two of them is going to go.
No. Oh man, wait, I'm still excited. I know that we got so many reunions last season, but I'm ready for even more. Arya and Jon.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna, oh my god, that's gonna be great. She better not fucking leave Winterfell before he gets
better not fucking accidentally kill him with the sword that he gave her.
She won't. Who else? I mean, Bran and Jon. Arya and Gendry.
There's also the theory that
they're gonna
Arya
end up together.
is dead already and has been for like 2 seasons, and that's the waif just trying to survive or get in.
I don't fucking think so. Don't fucking no. No, she knew too much.
Who else?
Wait. But Arya and Gendry reuniting.
Bronn, I think, will survive. Because he's just like...
No, I think he'll... Because you know how he's like for himself? I think he's going to end up saving Tyrion or Podrick.
And die
or
in
Jaime.
the process.
It's going to be Jaime, Tyrion, or Podrick because those are like his 3...
buddies.
Bros. Bro. Who knows? Jaime might just die on his way to Winterfell because he's never dealt with the cold.
Yeah, yes.
I know.
He was attacked in the Whispering Wind. He actually has like the most experience with the cold because he was living as a homeless man forever and only had one hand.
Are there any reunions that like you
Sam and Jon again? That'd be cool.
Oh my god!
And then
I
Sam
forgot that Sam is at Winterfell.
You fucked your aunt.
The sit down where Sam and Bran are just like, Jon, honey, we need to talk. Now I know this is going to be confusing. But you're a Targaryen. He's like, no, I fucked a Targaryen. They're like, oh, but you are one.
Well, Jon, you are what you eat.
Also, I do agree with the theory that that was awful. I do agree with the theory that Jon is going to ride Rhaegal. Yeah, that's it. The dragon.
He's going to be
named for his father. He's going to be the next dragon rider. God, what do you think?
Ridden a dragon.
What do you think, Dany? Stop
been on a
saying
dragon.
That.
No, he's been on a dragon.
Yeah, but like himself. You know what I mean?
Euron Greyjoy, he's gonna die too, and I think so is.
Jon hasn't. He wasn't saved and taken away. Remember, he had to be left there. He didn't go on.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think Dany's reaction is going to be when she sees White Dragon like Viserion? Oh my god.
Then she'll go, whoa.
And what do you think his brothers are going to do? Like, are they going to even be able to, like, fight him? Like, are they just going to be...
Yeah. Drogon's bigger.
Excuse me, they were... No, I mean, like, because they were, like, when he died, like, they were, like, freaking out. Like, they know who he is. They're not idiots. They're animals. They understand.
Yeah.
Like, that's gonna be so sad. Also, who do you think is going to be the one to kill the king? Like, the White...
Bodrick Bane.
Honestly, like, he's so great. He's got the biggest BDE on the show. Big Dick Rick.
I think... Oh, as I was saying, Euron Greyjoy, and I think Yara is going to end up being, like, the last Greyjoy, and she's going to...
Oh, you think Theon's going to bite the dust?
Yeah, but in more of, like, a redemption way.
I mean, he's been redeeming himself, which is nice, but...
But, I mean, the way that he acted...
him and Sansa, so
he killed Roderick Cassel.
Him and Sansa, and sort of reunion for him, like, being able to see that, like, even though, yes, Jon told him, like, being able to just know she got to Winterfell, she got to the Wall, like, she got there safely. That'll be nice. So you can kind of, like, see that for sure. Obviously, Yara and Theon, I want to see that reunion.
Yeah. I think Beric Dondarrion's gonna die if he's not already dead, because he was at the Wall when it went down.
No. They were all in, like, a little scene together. Oh, God, what if that's just... Oh, God. But seriously, though,
I think
Gendry
that Dolorous Ed is tragically gonna... fucking Pip and Gren. They're both really sad deaths. Well, actually, Gren's is pretty badass. Pip is sad.
One of them was, like, killing a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gren.
They were really great. I forgot about those
Pip was shot in the neck.
I forgot about those two.
Huh. Come on, Grit. This is making it hard to defend you.
Stop.
Killed so many people.
Who else? I'm trying to think of like more like reunions that like I'm excited to see. I think that's like most of them. But yeah, with the Lannisters, I think it's either going to be one gets to live or all three have to die. You know? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Like, not even two will survive.
Oh, I also heard
And also, which brother do you think is going to kill Cersei?
Exactly, that's what I was going to talk about. I don't think it's going to be either of them. I heard a rumor or a theory from one of my coworkers, actually, that it's going to be Arya wearing Jaime's face.
Wouldn't that be great?
She kills her, and that's what she's running from in the trailer. She's not running from, like, White Walkers. She's running from all the guards who are trying to kill her.
No, you know, even though I would love to see the Hound kill the Mountain, could you imagine if, like, little tiny Arya did that? Amazing.
Dead.
Flawless.
How would I think you'd have to decapitate him to put him down for good.
Exactly.
Like a zombie.
So wouldn't it be amazing to see, or like a team up of like Brienne,
I wonder how
the Hound, and Arya, their little fighting daughter.
Stupid Maester is gonna feel.
And I hate how fascinated he was by like the Walker.
Well, yeah, but that he worked so hard to reanimate, and all he had to do was just take a body north of the wall, and it would just reanimate on its own.
Oh
Idiot.
God! I hope he eats shit.
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna be killed. I hope those little kids kill him.
The little birds.
Yeah. Oh, Varys.
Varys. Oh, he's better live.
Die. No, his death was predicted by Melisandre, who I think is also going to die.
Oh God! Wait, when was that predicted?
It was a while ago.
But when? She hasn't even known him that long.
She predicted his death and somebody else who is already dead.
Baelish?
Could be, yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, but no offense, she's been wrong about
if
things
he's dead
before.
and that wasn't a faceless man.
What? Not everyone is a fucking faceless man.
Once you introduce a concept like that, it kind of breaks the universe.
Also, is he gonna come back?
Who?
What's his name?
Jaqen H'ghar?
Yeah. Is he just chilling? Like, you know what? She left. She stole some faces. That's cool. What was that?
My tummy rumbled.
Oh, okay. My God, I just like.
Do you remember that first time he changed faces on screen? It's like, what the fuck? Because the face wasn't too different from his own, so it just was like, wait, did I see that right? And you go back and you're like, oh yeah, shit, he just changed faces.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, I really do. I know that at least one Stark is gonna like have to die, but like,
I hope it's Sansa. I don't like her anymore.
Why?
We'll get into it, I guess. I
really want to know why.
In the favorite characters episode, we can
really
also talk about
know why.
characters who we used to like and
I do hate
like.
how people like, because like the trailer like are already like, oh my God, like Dany and Sansa like hate each other, and it's like, you don't fucking know that. Like, at all. Stop just trying to force them to hate each other because people want Sansa and Jon to fuck because they're technically not siblings. Like, no!
They're still cousins.
That's why people, like, hate, like, don't want her, like Daenerys. And I'm like, that's not fucking... No! I hate that. I hate, like, the whole Jon and his aunt fucked, but, like, at least they have no idea. Sansa and Jon were raised believing that they were brother and sister. Not in any way do I think any of the incest in the show is okay. But, like, you know, I hate that I have to, like, point out, at least this one isn't as bad as that one. Like...
Still incest, though.
Still is. But I feel like I have to, like, actually say no. At least that one. Oh, God.
True.
Fucking nasty. And you know what? It's the whole reason that this shit is going on is because of fucking incest. Cersei and...
Yeah.
Fucking... I just forgot his name. Jaime. Thank you. At least now he isn't a douche.
Well, I think that's it. I think that's the show.
Oh, God.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode and for subscribing and for leaving a nice review if you ever leave a nice review
One more
on
thing.
iTunes
Do you
and
agree that
Spotify.
if everyone had just listened to fucking Catelyn, everything would be fine?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, she did let Jaime go. That was pretty stupid of her. She didn't do that. He never would have gotten back.
No. But that never would have happened.
In the book, he doesn't say the Lannisters send their regards. He says Jaime Lannister sends his regards when he stabs. What's his face? Bolton stabs Robb.
No, but I'm saying that wouldn't have even happened.
Oh, yeah.
If they had just... Bran hadn't climbed the fucking wall. Ned hadn't gone and been the hand of the king. Like, just everything. Listen to your mothers.
That's the moral of the story and the moral of today's episode. Again, thank you for listening. Be sure to follow us on Spotify and Podbean and iTunes. I'm working on getting us on Google Podcasts because that's newish. And for liking us on Facebook, you can like us on Facebook. We are 10 for 10 Pod, and you can follow us on Twitter at 10 for 10 Pod and Gmail 10for10pod@gmail.com. Am I missing anything, Jessica?
No.
Be sure to tell your friends and your buddies and your family and anybody who you think would be interested, download a podcast app on their phone and just subscribe to us for them. Because some older people don't know how that works. And get hyped for Game of Thrones. If you're watching it or rewatching it or whatever in anticipation for the new episodes, let us know. And let us know your favorite episodes, your favorite characters, and the most tragic death that you've seen so far.
What made you cry the most? I've cried.
Have you cried from the show?
Yes.
Who?
I mean, even though it wasn't tragic, it was more like the situation and how I was more angry. One of these, Rickon, because I was yelling at the screen,
Zigzag,
like,
bitch.
Serpentine, and like it was just like John's face and just like everything that followed. Like I was very emotional. Who else did I cry at? Like I cried tears of joy when Baelish finally died. I was in heaven.
Shansha.
Seventh heaven. That was
tragic
a little
deaths,
too much.
Moon
That was more
Door.
like Shensa. What?
Moon Door.
Hodor, I cried when he died.
Yeah.
When that little like fairy tree girl died.
Oh yeah.
During that scene too. Hey, she created the first White Walker,
When
so you know what?
the three-eyed
She meant
raven
well,
died.
but fuck her.
What was she trying to do?
They were trying to find a way because it was like men were like fighting them, and so they were trying to find a way to fight back, and then it kind of accidentally, whoopsie. Also, was the original one a Stark?
Possibly. I don't know.
That's what like a lot of people believe, and that's why they think. There were like theories that like John will be able to like is like one of the only ones who can defeat
one tragic
Night
death
King.
before we log off. Ian McShane's character. That just one guy who was in one episode, he was like a priest or something, and he was building
with the hound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gets murdered.
Also, Lady. She got murdered because her fucking sister bit the king.
I said all the direwolves
I know.
that have died.
But that was the first one, so it was like a tough one. I mean, Nymeria is still out there, living large, having pups. Love
With
it.
what? I don't know.
A regular
Furries.
wolf? I don't know. Shaggy dog. Ouch. Oopsie daisy. What was Bran's?
Summer.
Okay, so Lady, Summer, Shaggy dog, Greywind.
Greywind. Half of them have cool names, half of them have silly names.
Hold
That's
on.
how I remember it.
Are there
There's Greywind, Ghost, and Nymeria, and then
Hold
there's
on.
Shaggy Dog, Summer, and Lady.
Lady? And so then the only two that are alive are Nymeria, who's off in the wild, living large, just staying out of everyone else's business, and Ghost, who, where's Ghost? We haven't seen him in a while. I want him to like come back and just like it be in every fucking episode. I want him to like play catch with the
It's
dragons.
literally just because they paid more money for
I
the
know.
dragons.
I want him
be
to
in more
play
episodes.
fetch with the dragons.
Um,
Also, do you think that no, they're all?
what if direwolves can kill whites? Like, what if their teeth can, or something like that?
I'd be
Like
too scared
basilisk
because they could just
fangs.
easily like latch onto him.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like if that happened, that would have happened with Summer. Like, we would have seen Summer
Yeah.
kill. Although, wait, no, White Walkers.
Remember Jojen?
White Walkers are different than whites. Never mind. Anybody can kill a white easily. You just
Yeah.
smash it or whatever.
Yeah, it's like the.
Jojen said that one random lady who was in like Pitch Perfect. That one said where she's gets killed by
She
children.
turned into a White Walker. It was
Yeah.
like when all of them stood
Hard
up.
Home.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
that's a good
that was Pitch
episode.
Perfect too.
That's definitely going to be on my list.
Pitch
I feel.
Perfect too. And the actress that Arya was supposed to kill. That was just like tough.
Oh yeah, the waif kills her.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to this episode.
Fuck the waif. Am I right?
Have a great rest of
Guys,
the
I
week.
just want to let you know. Fuck the waif.
See you in a week. Hopefully, we'll have a buddy with us next time or the episode after that. We are recording 2 episodes next week, one to be released while we're away in Universal Studios.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the Shrimp Queen Network.
Visit facebook.com/Shrimp Queen Network to see more great podcasts.
Hear them.
Hear more great podcasts.
Good job.
Thanks for listening.